guys, Drone Devil here, bringing you another video regarding the Western Digital My Passport Wireless SSD. Hey guys, thanks for checking in. So I just recently went on a vacation to Maine, and we took a lot of video, a lot of footage of the ocean and our kids around rocks and the lighthouse, and we went to Bar Harbor. There's a lot of cool things that are there. And I wanted something that I'd be able to take with me to sort of back up our SD cards, reuse them, because I didn't want to have to carry so many SD cards. Because the last time I took a vacation, it was a nightmare trying to catch all the footage and get it all collected and everything. So I highly recommend this method. Maybe not necessarily this device, we'll see, but at least something that you can back up your stuff to in the process. I mean, you can bring a laptop, you can back it up there, but laptops these days have pretty small storage because they're also using SSD, so having to back it up constantly, it's also kind of a lot to lug around. So I wanted something that I can just pop out in the field and just back up stuff right then and there, so that I know that I had it, and then I can kind of recycle SSD cards as necessary after I verify that the footage is good. So I picked this up. It was about, I think, 300 bucks. This is a 512 gigabyte SSD. It comes with a lot of different features. It comes with a nice rugged case, so this thing took a little bit of abuse while I was on it. I just threw it in my bag, my day bag or whatever I was using for my drone and whatnot. Let's talk a little bit about this device and what it offers. So like I said, a rugged case, took a lot of abuse. It comes with a USB 3 cable that you can connect to your laptop. It has its own battery pack built in. It has its own built-in Wi-Fi router that you can use. And it has, like I said, the SSD that is very fast. Okay, so on the buttons in the back here, you have the power button, which you can power it by itself, obviously. The connector for the USB 3. It also has a USB port. We'll talk more about that in a minute. And then it also has basically a battery indicator light as well as an SD copy button. Okay, on the side you have your SD card slot, as well as on the top you have your LEDs. So how does this work? Well, the USB port in the back has two functions. The first function is it'll let you charge your camera, it'll let you charge your phone. But the second real function is that it'll also allow you to connect an external hard drive that will allow you to move footage to that. So you can actually have this sort of as a liaison to working with another hard drive. It's very nice. Haven't really used that feature because I didn't have to run out of the 512 that's on here. But if you had to, you could easily grab another SSD that's powered by USB only, and this would do the job for you. They say the battery life is between 10 to 12 hours, and I never got below 50% on the battery, and whenever I connect it to my laptop, will charge it. So that's pretty nice. So wireless connecting, you can connect to the wirelessly two ways. The first way you can connect to it is if you connect it to your home router. You can kind of use it like a network attached storage device, so you can pull stuff off of it if there's not a lot of stuff on it. But you can also connect directly to it, which I recommend if you're going to try to pull footage off of it or manipulate footage off of it. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the app here, and I'll record my screen so you can see it. Recording my screen here, as you can see, I will connect to the Passport. And let's see. So one gripe I guess I do have is that when you're connecting to the app, sometimes it doesn't actually show it right. But if you go into the settings, so if you tap here and you go to the settings of the wheel and you tap that, it'll kind of show you the statistics. And at that point, when you go back and tap the button, it'll actually show you. I don't know if it has to make a connection or what the deal is there, but that every time that seems to work, so that's good. So you can actually see the storage here. It'll also show you the SSD if you've got one inserted. I don't at the moment, so you can go to your storage. You can also see SD card imports is where it defaultly puts things. So here's some footage I had from the 6th, It creates the directories based off of the name of the, it has some sort of algorithm that it uses to create those names, but then it also takes and creates the name of the card, the SD card that you're using, as well as the basically a generic name that it uses. So if it knows it's a SanDisk, or it's what SD, so SD card, so SanDisk card, or if it'll say, if I have a Samsung, I think, so it also creates a Samsung directory. Anyway, it goes into, so here's some footage from one of the videos that I did. You can see they're quite large. If I tap it, you can view it here, right? But you know, it's going to be, I think this is 4K, so I think it's going to be probably a little laggy. Just usually it doesn't work too bad. I mean, it's fairly decent for a wireless connection. 4K video is obviously quite large, but you can go ahead and you can tap the file, and you can do a few different things. So there's some functions that you can use here. You can also drag over, and if you want to relocate it, or if you want to download it to your device, you can do that. It'll start downloading it. So I'm downloading it to my camera roll right now for my iPad. So that's pretty nice. And then you can edit it from your iPad, you know, obviously as a local file. So I found it to be really, really useful for raw photos, because I can just open it up here. I can say open up into the Affinity Photo, which is what I use to process my raw files, and then I can just export it from there. Meanwhile, the footage is saved. The raw files, I can just copy them onto my hard drive when I get home, whatever. Video, not quite as great, just because of the fact that you can't edit it. I use LumaFusion on the iPad, and I should clarify that. When I say not as great for video, I'm talking specifically about editing on an iPad or an iPhone, right? So when I'm just needing a small little clip or something like that, it's great. But if I'm getting a bigger file, like this is a 2 gig file, it'll be a little bit more downloading it, you know, to your camera roll, etc. It's going to take a while. There is a awesome little menu. You have to go all the way back, but you can go to activity, and it'll show you the progress of the files that are being downloaded, which is really cool, right? So it'll show you that, and it kind of gives you an idea of where you are with it. So that's the interface. Like I said, it works really well, and you know, if you just want to back it up and then take it and plug it into your laptop and edit it that way, video is fantastic, right? So you can just use this as basically an external hard drive. You develop the videos, save them wherever you want, and then when you get home, you just copy them to the hard drive that you need to be on, right? So that works really well, and no complaints. But if you're looking to try to do editing from your iPad, that's where things get a little more dicey. I kind of do a mixture of both. For smaller clips, I oftentimes will want to use LumaFusion on the iPad to do some editing, and then I might save out just individual clips that I want, so that when I get home, it's smaller and I can more manageable, and I don't have to sort of, you know, go through every little detail with it. So also good for this. But you do have to download all the files to your camera roll, and if you use you know, anything like uploading the files, you know, you're gonna have to upload all those big large videos, so it just depends on, you know, what your workflow is. Overall, very impressed with this product. Very good. Definitely highly recommended if you're gonna take any time where you're gonna be extended away, and you're not gonna be home from your home base, and you're gonna want to look at any footage. Even just saving you from having to use the SSD cards, constantly swapping, you know, and being concerned about it, I recommend it for that purpose alone. The additional editing functions and purposes, you know, that itself is a big plus. So, all right. So, final thoughts. Great product. Love the design. Love the weight. I love the fact that they incorporated the rugged case. You know, that you can kind of snap on. When you copy your SD cards, you simply place them in there, push this button, and it actually does. These lights give you a progress indicator. So right now it shows you that it's fully charged, even though it's connected to my iPad. and then you simply press and hold the button and it'll copy the contents to that folder I showed you there. So if you see this folder here, storage, it'll show you the SD imports, and it'll show you the different directories and the different SD cards that I'm pulled from. So hope you liked this review. If you did, if you found this useful, if you have questions about this or any other product like this, please leave them in the comments below. You know, if you found this video helpful, please smash that like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider doing so. I'm planning on putting out a lot of videos over the summer, and continuing with this channel, and hopefully it'll be a crazy ride. So I hope you join us. Thanks much. Drone Devil signing off.